Hello Collective, thanks for joining me. I'm just preparing some cards for today's little reading. So I am using my new cards. Thank you to my members, I really appreciate you. And to those who are continuing to support my channel, thank you for watching my content and sharing your thoughts in the comments. Welcome to those who are new. So today we are just going to see what the collective need to know right now. As always, please just take that resonates and leave the rest, because not everything will be for you. We have, never forget how resilient you are. You always bounce back. I love that. That feels a little bit like yesterday's energy. Okay, so let's see what we've got. So it's about resilience, the strength that you hold within. So tapping into your power, a need to keep pushing on. I know a lot of Lightworkers, star seeds, and so those that have been awakened to their spiritual journey for many years now are really tiring, but yeah, these are the changes that we've been expecting. So something about recognizing your resilience. And even if you don't feel that you're a starseed or light worker, then it is just literally that, recognizing your ability to bounce back from all situations. We've got, give your inner critique a vacation day. Be kind to yourself. So that would match in with saying that recognize your ability to bounce back, your resilience, how well you are doing, how far you've come. It's about the inner self-talk as we move towards the end of the year, and definitely up to June of next year. You're going to recognize, it feels, the absolute importance of why these messages have continually told you that there's that need to protect your mental health, know your own thoughts, so that you can use your discernment of the critical mind and self-talk, that you're releasing and acknowledging and changing, that using the discernment from that voice, and for those thoughts, emotions, everything that's projected onto you to cause confusion or doubt, knowing that that's not yours, and to move it so that you then create the space to listen to the voice of God or your higher self, the self-talk that is kind to you, that recognizes you're already doing the best that you can, and you're gauging yourself on what time scale. It puts the pressure on that's not needed. Stop trying to carry the world. Yeah, stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders. That's another thing that ties in really well for those of you that are already resonating with this message. That's like a 10 of Wands energy. It is carrying the weight of the world on your shoulders. It is all of the responsibilities, the overwhelming perspective of everything that you've got to get done, everything you've got to get through, not being able to delegate different things. It's the weight of the world on the shoulders. But what it's showing is that a lot of this is emotional baggage that does not need to come forward with you, that it's okay, it won't be detrimental to your pathway, your journey, if you let it lie, release it, hand it over to God, so to say. The weight of the world is also talking to the empaths that you're seeing all the struggles, all the discord that's going along, and you're embracing that pain, that struggle as your own. But that's not the most helpful way to be. As an empath, we can identify with all of the feelings, emotions. We can step into that energy and take it and feel it as our own in order to interpret it and translate it. But we transmute that and then project it back out with a higher frequency. It's just that churning, always, not to take it in and hold it in our energy field so that it removes it from someone else and then we're left with it. That's unhelpful, and it depletes your life force rapidly. It doesn't mean that you don't care by feeling someone's pain but not fixing it. You're not here to fix people. You're here to reflect back to them that for those that have been through the same thing, or you can empathize, reflecting back your way that you would do it by living by example, leading by example, living by example. If you can do it, others can do it. And that's all you need to do. We make things so much more complicated. It's okay to just be doing your thing and enjoying that. It's working for you. We've got here messages of cosmic. No, we've got when you find something that excites you, go all in and enjoy the ride. Exactly what we were just literally saying. It's okay to just be doing your thing and enjoying that, and yeah, it doesn't need to be complicated. Know what you like, get on and do it, and it works for you. It's that simple, small cycle. Doesn't need to be the whole weight of the world, clearing this, clearing that, doing this, and everything's all down to you. Do what you can, recognize that you've done the best that you can, and that's enough. Okay, so let's see. We've got give your inner critic a vacation day. So you may be feeling like you need a day off, literally. You may be needing a day to rest. I know there was a question from one of my members, and sorry to give it out here, but whilst it's on my mind. But yes, the question that you were asking in the members group, and that you were kind of worrying if you could just have that granted, you would be happy. I'm wanting to tell you that yes, when I'm reading it and when I saw it, that was the answer that come back. You are good to go until the timeline that you're working towards and beyond. So changing the mindset for there. You've got more than enough energy to see you through. But we'll talk about that properly. Okay, so you may be wanting a day off, you may be exhausted, especially for the friends across the pond enjoying your holidays right now. Hope you've had a good day, but it's more that the conversation of needing a rest or taking a day off, the voice that is the not argument, but the debate, the discussion within of why can't you take a day off? And if you can't take a full day off, where is the space within that day that you allocate to you to take a minute? I don't have a minute, I can't do that, but that's a cop-out. That's the discipline to force and create a space for you to be able to sit in. Everyone's got time for tea. Okay, we've got here temptation, spiritual union, shadow, hello, the universe, movement choices and decisions. And 2 came out together. We've got discontent and boredom there, and we have foundation and achievements and new beginnings together. Someone could be moving, and that could be their new beginning. We'll see. A new way of doing something, a new way of speaking to yourself. So straight away with that temptation there, it's letting us know that tempted to slip back into old ways. When you're pushing forward, trying to create change, you're breaking a cycle. This is always represented as the comfort zone when I see it come forward. So to kick open that door and move into the uncomfortableness of a new beginning, a fresh start, the unknown. You have to leave the warmth and cozy temptations of better the devil you know, which is why that saying comes forward. It's better the devil you know, because you've got no surprises, but that's because you're locked into an illusion. The devil is also the devil and angel on your shoulder. One is the critical self, one is the positive encouragement, the higher self. This voice that puts you down or makes you believe or doubt in any way, that isn't uplifting, that doesn't help you to see something from a different perspective, no matter how uncomfortable it may seem or how impossible it may feel at the time. Once you choose to listen to the higher self, then you will see possibilities present themselves forward. It's when you're listening to the louder voice, which is the devil on the shoulder, that it will give you every reason of why to not go out in the cold voluntarily. Why push yourself out into the cold when you can stay in the warmth here and have everything that you need. I was just literally seeing then as well, somebody's car breaking down in the snow. Obviously that is completely generalized, sweeping statement, but particularly this is a female, and there's 2 children with her. One looks like they're about a tall 10-year-old. One looks like they're about, say, 10 to 14, and I know the years is a massive jump, but it's the height that I'm seeing. So 10 to 14-year-old and a 4 to 6-year-old. There's something about having to walk in the snow or something like that with the 2 children, or because there's no resources in the car. So just a message to someone, as we know, there's every chance that we get caught in the snowstorm or even the traffic, and we're there longer than expected, but they do give the guidance, the advice to have like a little box or something in the boot of your car, especially just something, snacks or blanket or whatever it is. And I know that many people that drive probably already know that, but there's many that also know to do it but don't actually get round to putting it into the boot of the car. Just something. Seeing the small one is reading a book. Yeah, so it's just not needing to have to go through that, it's pre-preparing. Yeah, the older one's got one of the neck pillows or something. Yeah, it's being prepared, and maybe that's the thing as well, it's being prepared. And this devil on the shoulder is the distraction. It's keeping you scatterbrain and fog so that you never have enough time in the day, just like the reading was beginning. Oh, I don't have enough time in the day to take a minute out for me. So you'll never get in round to do your preparation box, and let alone remembering to take it from the house into the car. If it's sunny outside, the last thing you're thinking of is being caught in a snowstorm, in a traffic jam. Things like that. That's the work of the devil energy in all different forms. Also making sure the water's topped up on the radiator is what I'm seeing also, and that was for a man, masculine, man, masculine, still the same, but yeah, so it's not just like, oh, women don't think they don't know. When it comes to cars, this particular was a male, so bottles of water in the car. So the universe is pushing through the wind of change. Something's coming forward, and just even as I'm seeing that now with that devil energy on the top, for a small space now, we had it before, I think, towards the beginning of the year, when we just constantly kept seeing the tower keeps showing up in all of the readings that were coming forward, and we're going through it again now. Even in the personal readings, it's coming forward for people. So there is a lot of clearing out and upheaval going on. So again, more all the more important to know your thoughts, and to know that the universe, God, whatever you hold your faith and belief in, has got your back. If you're not so tensed and fearful, then you're allowing that higher guidance to come down and come through, which is why the reading started with even taking a minute to just sit with a cup of tea, cup of coffee, or whatever you drink. That's all the time it takes for your mind to just relax and open up and let something drop down. You can imagine with your spirit guides, your spirit team, they're like this, ready with their bucket of synchronicities and knowledge and everything that they just need something to get in. But if you're clamped and closed, it's not happening. Whereas you're relaxing, having a coffee or a tea or whatever you're doing in that minute, it just opens like the lotus flower, and then things can drop in and take root. And when you're walking around, you're going to see the synchronicities. It all links up and it adds up. So it is even like this that they're showing the devil and the angel on the shoulder, literally. So when you're all tensed and fearful and worrying, the only thing that you're going to be able to hear is the speaking of the devil energy. And when you're relaxed like the lotus flower, you're receiving all the fluffiness. So yeah, not saying that the universe delivers fluffy lessons all the time. Far from it. The tower is connected there. Stop trying to carry the world on your shoulders. That's the universe's job. You're just being guided of where to go. So when you stop trying to fix others, save others, be a martyr to others, having to experience a guilt for focused on the self, when normally you would be giving to your time, energy, resources, everything to everyone else but yourself. You're being told that if you're truly wanting to be helpful to the process of the helping humanity in any tiny ways that we can, then that is the one thing. At this time, the energy needs to be going to the self, because if you can't care for yourself, your self-talk, if you can't heal yourself, if you can't be resilient, yourself, how can you expect to be there to help others? There's enough for everyone to find their way, find their resources, find everything. Imagine trying to apply your teachings, your knowledge, your help, and your energy, your everything into someone that's not quite there yet, ready to absorb the information that you've got to give, or the teachings from your lesson. They're closed down to it. So you're banging on a brick door, literally. It's not that they can't hear you, see you, or they're not taking on board what you're saying. It's just that they're already in a different mindset, and a process is following a process for them to be able to do anything with that, or recognize the signs and synchronicities when they can put what you've told them or what you've said into play. People take on information in different forms, different ways. And a lot of people that when their mind is set, that there is no flexibility to be able to see another way. So you're wasting valuable time, whereas you keeping it moving it forward, doing what you're already doing, you're not leaving people behind and not caring and whatever. It's just they can catch up quicker than you probably can gain time moving forward, if that's making sense. They've only got to get something to click into place. They can catapult forward and be alongside, be on the same page as you. But the time that you lose, in a sense, by sitting, waiting, holding, you don't know where their mindset is, of how they're deciphering their information, or which chunks are missing, or whatever it is. Some people learn by experiences, some people learn by books, reading, or whatever. There's all different learning styles. We've got movement, choices and decisions. The loved ones that you're carrying the weight of your stuff, but also their stuff. And especially for many of the light workers, starseeds, or those that are more heightened awareness of how everything in society is changing, those that aren't so blinkered, those that are receptive to the changes that are pushing forward. It's there's a tendency for many to protect the loved ones, obviously, by taking on their burdens or so onto their shoulders, because it's kind of like, well, they don't realize what's going on, or they're blinded to it. No, they're protected in that sense. Not everyone is gonna awaken in this time, and many are going to awaken closer to the end of all that's going on. And the reason that they're there for that is because there's many that have paved the way from way back ago that are falling by the wayside, that they've given up their cause, their mission. They've fallen into that pit of despair, that hopelessness, or are just burnt out, tired, and have closed back down. So these that are appearing to not get it, or not awaken, or they've got no clue, it doesn't matter. You don't know their soul journey. They could be the containers of magnificent energetic force, is what I was seeing. I was seeing a massive oversized orange just to really put into perspective what I was trying to describe. My saying was nothing like what I was seeing. Say what you see. massive big ball of orange. But that was what I was being shown in regards to the ball of energy that they are protecting, or that lays dormant within them at the moment. And so the perception of, oh, they're not awake, they've got no clue, or whatever, isn't always the case. These are the ones that towards further down the line are going to burst awake, and that's that vitality that is needed. So you're always going to be connected with your loved ones. They're always going to be there. Remember, there was a time last year and the beginning of this year that people were being led to believe that they were going to be ripped from their families, and if they don't wake them up. And so what you've got to remember, there are some teachings that have been implemented in with the whole of the collectives in order to stall them, to hold them back, to waste time on particular focuses that's going to lead nowhere. We've got movement, choices and decisions. You're following a process, a pathway. You do know where you're going. You're not moving forward blindly, especially at this bit. You are being drawn forward. It feels that you're making traction. You're moving through the treacle. So some of you may have come from a period of time where everything was boredom and discontent and boredom, discontent with your life, everything feeling blocked, or no progress, or making no headway, or just bored with the waiting, that feeling of waiting, something's coming, but nothing ever came type energy. That's because the focus needs to come back on you, because you are the change. And that's what we've been hearing and been knowing. But it's like the example of the putting a resources box in the back of the car for during the winter, for those that experience the seasons, is the knowing what you've got to do, but finding the time consciously to remember to make it happen. Even if that box goes in the boot of the car and it doesn't get used, it doesn't matter. You might as well forget about it in the boot than to think, fuck, it's at home and I didn't bring it, or I never even put it together. That's the awareness, or just the being fully present, fully conscious. There's, for some of you, this weight of the world on the shoulders could be linked to taking on the responsibility for person, place, thing, situation, something that you can see clearly, obviously, that needs to be changed or needs to be done or whatever. And there's that tendency to feel responsible, to have to do it. This is what you're being called to stop, because it's when they say, children, no running before you can walk, or you've got to let them fall down in order for them to be able to learn to pick themselves up. The resilience is what came forward before. So these are adults that I'm picking up on, and you've got the overprotective loved ones, or not even overprotective, but it feels like it's easier if I just do it, then I know it's been done, or it's been done quicker, or they don't have time to learn it now, or something like that. That's a false belief. Somebody needs to learn to do something themselves, and we know that the best way to learn is by thinking on our feet, or sometimes if we're thrown in at the deep end, as the saying goes, then like a tower moment, we're forced to have to deal with our circumstances, our situation, and think for ourselves. It's that survival mechanism kicks in, because it has to. It doesn't mean that you're turning your back on someone. It means you're just taking a step back and you're watching from afar. Obviously you can go in and help if need be, but it's using your discernment. Are you really helping someone by not allowing them to help themselves, just because you feel that it's better, quicker, or easier for you to just do it? It's giving them a handicap in some way, in the sense of not being able to draw on hidden abilities, talents that they may well hold, but have never been in a situation to have to access it, so it stays dormant. Does that make sense? So we've got here, when you find something that excites you, go in and go all in and enjoy the ride. So with this, with the shadow being here, it's letting us know that as people are moving forward, as their belief systems shift and change, as those tower moments hit, as exposure becomes apparent that things that we've believed in were all a lie or an illusion, or when we clear out and turn away from that no longer serves us, when we break habits and behaviours and thought patterns that were embedded within us for forever and a day, breaking the generational cycles and moving forward into the new. As all of that is all jumbled up and the new emotions are come to the surface and shared, acknowledged and shared, with all of that shadow work that's coming up, there is that new way now to find out, I didn't like that, I used to like that before and now I don't. So you're releasing that no longer serves you, but it leaves a bit of a void. It's not that it has to be filled with something else, it can just create more space, more time for you to be giving back to yourself. Everything is transmuted back, it's all recycled, let's say. It's all regenerated into new energy, whatever it is. It's nothing goes to waste. So again, with the example of thinking for others, helping or doing for others, it also blocks them being able to find new things of interest that override this boredom. Boredom is a sign from the universe to let us know that change is imminent, because there's going to come a minute that you are absolutely sick of being in that state. So the only other option, logical option, is to get up and move the body, move the self, get that energy moving, and then that clears the mind for new inspiration to come forward. Love begins with the self. Yeah, I was even seeing get up and move the body. It's like standing up and just someone gazing out of a window, but then within that window they're seeing something outside, whatever it may be. For some reason I'm seeing a field and a red tractor. There's something, I don't even know what my connection to the farmers are at the minute, but everything's all farm machinery. But it's just saying that seeing something, as you know, is easy. It's all it takes for an inspired thought or creative thought to click in. So what I'm being shown, and I'm trying to see it and then still talk, but make sense of what the purpose of that was. As the example is, what they're saying is they're sitting there bored or not knowing what to do, everything, the energy's all congested and blocked, but then just even the standing up, stretching, staring out of the window, and in this case it was looking out and seeing a tractor in the distance, a red tractor, but then it translated back to just seeing that could be an inspiration for like a children's book and something about a red tractor or whatever, and the ideas flow. Yeah, it may be from that idea to a book actually being published may be a long time, but you're not looking for that far down the line. You're just looking for a spark of interest to break that cycle, and it's not going to come through. This will be the why bother. This would be explore it more. So it's again the shadow side, the temptation to do nothing and stay as it is, or to move through out of the comfort zone into the light and be inspired. Yeah, for the new beginnings. We've got here foundation and achievements, which is the difference of the self-talk, isn't it? It's giving yourself credit where credit's due, even if it starts with recognizing the unhelpful talk, which is why you're encouraged to watch your thoughts. It's easy for the thoughts to start running away with themselves and then spiraling down because they're loaded up, and then it just becomes that whirlpool pulling down. Whereas you've only got to intercept one train of thought that's about to start spiraling down and acknowledge it and change it. You can't stop the thoughts that come into the mind, but you can change what you're actually thinking about, what you're giving airtime to. Just like those of you that support my channel. Yay! Give me airtime. Okay, so it feels that this message, for those that are resonating with it, that it's again a confirmation. So it does feel that the readings recently have been more about confirmation, to let you know you're on the right track. The subtle changes that are coming forward for you, it's recognizing that you're just on that brink of change, of the moving from the old into the new. It's not going to be a massive jolt. It happens subtly. You will notice the difference, but it's intentional. We've got here, these came out together. We've got the devil in the upright, and then we've got the Hierophant in the reverse. So some kind of taking down or falling of an establishment or enterprise of some kind, or a breaking a belief pattern, system, or process or way of doing something. It's toppling of a belief system, whatever that may represent for you, that there was an attachment to that that was holding you in that that devil energy, the temptation to stay as you are, because if it's not broken, there's no need to try and fix it. That is the hold that it has there for you. And again, as we're moving forward, this would be definitely representing the thoughts being projected forward. It's all about disconnecting you from source. A belief that you can't do something, something's not possible, there's no point trying. To give up faith. We've got here the Two of Wands in reverse. So with the Two of Wands in reverse, there's a change of plans for many of you. It's releasing something. You're still keeping an eye out, but it's a new plan. One that somebody can jump on board and catch up, like we were saying. But for now, you need to keep pushing forward with your desires, your dreams, and your creations. Simple things make you happy. We've got conflict. There's no point wasting your time with energy draining conversations of trying to change someone's perspective. We're quite aware of that by now for many of us, but it's time and energy that absolutely is more powerful for you when you're investing whatever that may be back into you. You can bypass that. You're already coming from that higher perspective. Pick your battles wisely. You know when you're wasting your time trying to tell someone something or trying to show someone something. They're either interested in the first or second time or whatever, but other than that, they're getting it or they're not interested. You can shut it down there. It's not about that. It's your duty to keep finding another way for the information to take root. So missed opportunities in that sense, but it's not. It will come back round at a later date. There will be a reconnection. You need to release the burdens. That's where your focus is at the minute. So there's no need to plant seeds for anyone at this time, because what we're all going through is the deprogramming of seed planting that's been going on for lifetimes. We've got here the shadow and the Eight of Swords. So yes, a frustration, but a frustration and boredom, a feeling confined, a feeling constricted. Don't forget the swords are that within the mind, and this is all about this mental strength that you've got, the resilience to break free out of the box and step forward into a new beginning, whatever it may be. It's the containing this kind of side, but not, I mean, better the devil that you know. Yes, it absolutely is, because you still need it as your comparison, or to always be familiarized with the essence and the energy. It doesn't need to consume you. At this stage, you can't go wrong. You can hold yourself back, but you're still going to keep moving forward, if that's even making sense. We've got here the Ace of Swords. So it's about this being in your head, about taking action. It's recognizing that the things you weren't interested in before, that you were interested in before, that you no longer are now, or they're not knowing what are you interested in. That's why you've got to explore everything. That's why you keep your option open and try anything new. Pick something and it will open doors to other areas. Whatever you try or put your energy into may not hold your attention. You may move on to something else, but it's that first inspired action that gets you going. It's the showing that the frustration comes from not taking action. The soul is calling towards the new beginning. We've got here the Lovers in reverse. So there's some of you that relationships that you are in two minds about at the moment will not be moving forward with you, but you'll already intuitively know that this is going to be a thing, because you won't really be able to see a future with them in it, whether you're admitting or acknowledging it to yourself or to them at this stage. You may still stay here a little bit and do a couple more loops or whatever with this bit until the universe makes it completely apparent that you can't miss the signs and synchronicities, that you'll separate, you'll go in separate ways, you're not on the same page, and it's not something that can be fixed. It doesn't take away emotions, feelings or whatever. It's just that soul contract has come to a natural close. You'll be surprised as well that many that are at this stage, that the relationship, which is the fear of many, and the self-talk of, oh, it's going to be a massive upheaval, it's going to be this, going to be fighting, we're hating each other, a separation, whereas what you'll find is where it's such a natural process, because the contracts have come to an end, and because you are operating for your highest good and the highest good of the loved one or the other person, place or thing involved, the detachment from that is the love and the release, so that they can find their own way, as can you. And so, and vice versa, for whatever position you may find yourself in. But what you'll find is it will just dissolve naturally. It will just fizzle out, for want of a better word, or there will be a divine intervention that will bring opportunities that that you know are too good to pass down. And that will be even like say I don't know, like say two sweethearts, and someone gets an opportunity at a university that's going to be miles away, that will cause the separation, because the distance is just too much. It's an acknowledgement that the time's come to the end. It's not, breakup's never a good feeling unless it's been a complete fucking nightmare. But this is on the if you love them, let them go type energy, you know, and the gratitude for the time that you've had together and the growth that came from it. It's that kind of thing. And so the decision to move forward will come about. Yeah, but loads of growth that comes with that as well. Okay, so let's see what else. I hope this is making sense. And it feels like for many, yeah, I'm probably telling you what you already know, but and thank you to those that this may feel like new information to you. I appreciate you clicking my video and giving me the chance to share it with you. But sometimes we just need that gentle reminder of, yeah, I learnt that ages ago, or I've always known that. But again, like the box of resources in the back of the car, yeah, we may well know, but are we putting it into practice? So we've got here Ace of Ariel, the Sun, and Knight of Ariel. Please remember, like and subscribe. I really appreciate your support. Sharing and all of the activity on this video helps YouTube to promote it to others that need to hear the message. We've got Ace of Ariel. It's your lucky day. New resources of money, time or support. A change in job or a promotion. We've got number 19, the Sun. Life is wonderful. Thrive through the power of positive thinking and inspiring success. And then finally, Knight of Ariel. Trustworthy, understanding, devoted, funny. There is so much to accomplish. Make a very detailed plan. Being watched over by someone kind. Yeah. Okay, so there you go, collective. That is your little reading for today. Thanks for watching, and I will see you again soon. Bye bye.